Have you ever felt like someone was playing mind games with you, but you couldn't quite put your finger on what they were doing? Today, I'm revealing 10 dark psychology tactics that manipulators use to control people. These are psychological weapons, and once you learn to spot them, you'll never be manipulated the same way again. Let's dive in. Number 1. Gaslighting. This is probably the most well-known manipulation tactic, but it's still one of the most effective. Gaslighting is when someone makes you question your own reality, memory, or perception. Here's how it works. They'll deny things they said or did, even when you clearly remember them. "I never said that. You're remembering wrong." Or they'll accuse you of being too sensitive, crazy, or dramatic when you bring up legitimate concerns. The psychology behind gaslighting is insidious. When someone repeatedly denies your reality, your brain starts to doubt itself. You begin relying on them to tell you what's real and what isn't. This is exactly what they want: dependency and confusion. Real example: you confront someone about breaking a promise. Instead of apologizing, they say, "That conversation never happened. Are you feeling okay? You've been acting weird lately." Now suddenly, you're defending your sanity instead of them explaining their broken promise. How to spot it? If you constantly feel confused after conversations with someone, if you're always apologizing even when you're not sure what you did wrong, or if you've started recording conversations to prove things, you're being gaslight. Number 2. Love bombing. This one's particularly dangerous in romantic relationships, but can happen in friendships and work environments too. Love bombing is excessive attention, affection, and flattery in the early stages of a relationship. We're talking constant texting, grand romantic gestures, "You're my soulmate" within 2 weeks, future planning before you've even had a few dates. It feels incredible at first, like you've finally met someone who truly gets you. But here's the dark psychology. Love bombers are creating intense emotional dependency fast. They're flooding you with dopamine and oxytocin, bonding you to them before you can see who they really are. It's not love, it's a calculated technique to gain control. The manipulation becomes clear when the love bombing suddenly stops. Once they feel you're hooked, they pull back or reveal toxic behaviors. But by then, you're so emotionally invested and chemically bonded that you'll tolerate things you normally wouldn't. How to spot it? Healthy relationships build gradually. If someone is moving extremely fast, declaring intense feelings immediately, or making you feel like you're in a fairy tale, slow down and watch for the shift. Number 3. Triangulation. This is when a manipulator brings a third person into the dynamic to create jealousy, insecurity, or competition. They might constantly mention an ex, compare you to someone else, or tell you about all the other people who want to be with them. "My ex would never have a problem with this," or "I have so many people interested in me, but I chose you." The psychology here is brilliant and cruel. By introducing a third party, they make you feel like you need to compete for their attention or prove your worth. It creates a power imbalance where you're constantly trying to measure up. This tactic also serves another purpose. It prevents you from trusting your concerns. If you say, "I'm uncomfortable with how much you talk about your ex," they can respond, "You're just jealous and insecure. This is why my ex was better. They weren't so controlling." How to spot it? Notice if someone frequently brings up other people to make you feel inadequate, jealous, or competitive. Healthy partners make you feel secure, not like you're in a constant competition. Number 4. The silent treatment. Don't let anyone tell you this is just needing space. The silent treatment is emotional abuse disguised as conflict avoidance. Here's the difference. Taking space means communicating, "I need a few hours to cool down. Can we talk tonight?" The silent treatment is punishment through abandonment, ignoring you for days, refusing to tell you what's wrong, leaving you in emotional limbo. The dark psychology behind this is powerful. Humans are social creatures. Being ignored triggers the same pain receptors in your brain as physical pain. Brain scans literally show this. When someone gives you the silent treatment, they're inflicting psychological pain and they know it. It's also a control tactic. While you're desperately trying to figure out what you did wrong and how to fix it, they hold all the power. You become focused on earning back their attention, often by apologizing for things you didn't even do wrong. How to spot it? If someone regularly shuts down, refuses to communicate, and uses their silence as a weapon to punish you, that's manipulation. People who care about resolving conflict communicate, even when it's hard. Number 5. Moving the goalposts. This is when you meet someone's stated requirements or expectations, but they immediately change what they want. Example, they say, "I need you to be more spontaneous." So you plan a surprise date. Instead of appreciating it, they say, "Well, I also need more quality time," or "That's not the kind of spontaneous I meant." No matter what you do, it's never enough. The psychology behind this manipulation is creating perpetual inadequacy. You're always chasing an undefined standard of good enough that keeps shifting. This keeps you trying harder, doing more, and accepting less. It's also a way to avoid accountability. If they're upset about something specific, they can keep changing the complaint so they never have to deal with the real issue or admit they're just choosing to be dissatisfied. How to spot it? If you constantly feel like you can't win, like every solution you provide gets dismissed and new problems emerge, the goalposts are moving. This isn't about you not being good enough. It's about them maintaining control through criticism. Number 6. Playing the victim. Some manipulators have weaponized victimhood. No matter what they do to you, somehow the conversation always ends with you comforting them. You bring up something that hurt you, and suddenly they're crying about how they're a terrible person, how everyone leaves them, how much trauma they've been through. Now, instead of addressing what they did, you're reassuring them and dropping the issue. The dark psychology here is deflection and guilt manipulation. They're making their emotional state your responsibility while avoiding accountability for their actions. It's a pattern. Harm you, make themselves the victim, you comfort them, issue never resolved, repeat. This also serves to make you feel guilty for even having boundaries or needs. If every time you speak up about being hurt, they break down about their pain, you'll eventually stop speaking up. That's the goal. How to spot it? Notice the pattern. If every conversation about their behavior turns into you consoling them about how hard their life is, you're dealing with a manipulator who uses victimhood as a shield. Number 7. Projection. This is when someone accuses you of the exact things they're doing. A cheater constantly accuses you of cheating. A liar doesn't trust anything you say. A manipulator calls you manipulative. The psychology behind projection is fascinating. People assume others think and operate the way they do. If they're lying, they assume everyone lies. If they're cheating, they assume you are too. It's also a preemptive defense. By accusing you first, they put you on the defensive so you can't call out their behavior. Projection also serves another manipulative purpose. It creates confusion and makes you question yourself. Am I manipulative? Am I a liar? You become so busy defending yourself against false accusations that you don't notice what they're actually doing. How to spot it? If someone constantly accuses you of behaviors you don't engage in, but those behaviors describe them perfectly, that's projection. Trust yourself. Don't let their accusations make you doubt your reality. Number 8. Isolation. Manipulators know that people with strong support systems are harder to control. So they systematically cut you off from friends, family, and anyone who might question the relationship. It starts subtly. Your friends don't really get you like I do. Your family is toxic for you. I don't like how that person treats you. I'm just trying to protect you. They frame isolation as care. The dark psychology here is removing your reality check. When you're isolated, you have no outside perspective to tell you that their treatment of you isn't normal. You have no one to turn to when things get bad. You become completely dependent on them for emotional support, validation, and social connection. This is textbook abusive behavior. It's not about protecting you, it's about removing anyone who might help you see the truth about them. How to spot it? If someone consistently tries to damage your relationships with others, criticizes everyone you're close to, or makes you feel guilty for spending time with anyone but them, they're isolating you. This is a massive red flag. Number 9. Intermittent reinforcement. This is the same psychological principle that makes gambling addictive, and manipulators use it masterfully. Intermittent reinforcement means unpredictable rewards. Sometimes they're loving, attentive, and everything you want. Sometimes they're cold, mean, or absent. You never know which version you're getting. Here's why this is so powerful. Your brain becomes addicted to trying to figure out how to get the good version of them. You analyze everything you did differently on the days they were kind versus the days they were cruel. You keep trying to recreate the good moments, chasing that high. This is more addictive than consistent love because of unpredictability. If someone is always kind, you know what to expect. If someone is always mean, you leave. But when kindness is random and unpredictable, you become obsessed with earning it. Casinos know this. Lab rats know this. And manipulators weaponize it in relationships. How to spot it? If you're constantly on edge wondering which version of someone you'll get, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells trying to keep them in a good mood, if their affection feels like winning the lottery, you're experiencing intermittent reinforcement. Number 10. Future faking. This is when someone makes elaborate promises about the future with no intention of following through. They promise trips, commitment, change, the life you've always wanted, just to keep you around now. Once I get this promotion, we'll move in together. After my divorce is final, we'll get married. I'm going to therapy next month to work on my issues. But next month comes and there's always another excuse, another delay, another reason to wait. The psychology behind this is hope manipulation. As long as you believe the future they're promising is coming, you'll tolerate the present they're giving you. They're selling you a dream to keep you invested while delivering nothing. This also plays on the sunk cost fallacy. You've already invested so much time waiting for these promises. Leaving now would mean admitting you wasted that time. So you wait a little longer, and a little longer, and they keep future faking. How to spot it? Actions speak louder than words. If someone makes big promises but takes no concrete steps to fulfill them, if the timeline keeps shifting, if there's always a reason why not right now but soon, they're future faking. These 10 dark psychology tactics are weapons. The people who use them might not even fully realize they're doing it. Manipulation can be learned behavior from watching others. But that doesn't make it acceptable. Now that you know these tactics, you can spot them. And once you spot them, you can protect yourself. You can set boundaries. You can walk away. Remember, healthy relationships don't require you to question your reality, compete for affection, or constantly prove your worth. You deserve people who communicate clearly, respect your boundaries, and treat you with consistent kindness. If this video helped you recognize manipulation in your life, subscribe for more psychology content. Understanding human behavior is your best defense. Thanks for watching. Stay aware out there.